process of making it simply or not or whatever. Like I do everything in my house. I love cooking. So I kind of made this pizza, and I made a New York pizza, and I would freeze them and see how they came at the factory. I don't want a frozen pizza. This has to be a New York pizza. And it all came from the foundation of 50 years ago, watching my great-grandfather bring those pizzas. That's the base model. That's what it's from. And it turned out to be the pizza. I've been having shows, no bullshit. You can look at my Instagram, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. Massive.
Big.
And no one believes they're frozen. I have to start handing them out. I have a garlic crust and I have a tomato one. And it's like the grandma. Thin, so you're not eating a bunch of dough, the real tomatoes, you know, and special cheese blend. And then the garlic one, I top a chicken bacon ranch, barbecue. I make a barbecue chicken, a buffalo. I make certain specialty ones with these, and they're already made. So they're shipped all over the country. I want to supply hotels. It's like a high top quality New York pizza, room service, corporate events. That's why I want food service. I really want food services more than stores, you know?
I can see that. Like I said, the casinos, they would something like that big time.
Yeah. And
Vegas.
Yeah. And that's what I want. And I want that kind of business model, you know, where they're just using them for their business, and bars and restaurants and people who want a top quality pizza but can't make it in their bars and restaurants. I'm going to give you a total New York Italian pizza. And the Italian part comes from my great-grandfather. So I kind of merged them, an Italian style and a New York style. And I'm getting massive. We actually have our first food truck being open next month.
Nice.
We're working on 2 locations as a brick and mortar because the business model is so great. It's low cost, low overhead, no build out, low labor. They already come, you top them, it's a pizza counter. It looks like a New York pizzeria. And I'm going to be able to put a New York pizzeria on every corner in America without the expense, without the build out, without the labor, without the, you got to make dough, gravy every 3 days. People don't get how labor intensive pizza is, right? Sure, I simplified the product, make it consistent, and you put them in these ovens for 6 minutes. You don't even know they're frozen. And I top them, and that's going to be my pizza franchise concept. It's already in motion.
It's already.
Yeah, and again, I'm taking the product that is great, but eliminating the business, the hard business side of the pizza business game. So it's like the future of pizza businesses, you know?
Right, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just got to make it better. Right,
and if it's consistent, every time they come out great, you just ship them to the locations. You do like you would in a regular pizzeria. You top them with the counters, and it looks like you don't even know. It's insane. And they're great. So I'm very happy. We've been getting massive reactions. I've been doing events, and now we're getting all summer. We got like 5 massive events already with 3, 4, 5,000 people.
Great.
And I make every pizza. So if you show up, I'm behind the pizza station.
Listen.
My hands look like fucking mozzarella at the end. I can't even stand. At the end of the day, I tell my partners the other day, I got to get someone to do it. They're like, why are you doing it? I go, because I love it. And I probably made about, I don't know, my hand sell about 5,000 to 6,000 pizzas in the last 8 months myself.
Your fingers look like scamots right now.
My partner runs the oven, the guy who owns this company, and he's getting burnt. He has little band-aids. We have this 30, it's because it's so many people, you don't get a second. Wow. And then people are coming back, waiting online again. And this is amazing. That's how you know people love the product, you know?
Particularly the West Coast. I've been out there. I lived in LA. I know how hard it is to get a good East Coast pizza, man. It's not easy.
Well, it's funny because LA is transforming that now. There's a bunch of great spots now that LA is definitely putting some good spots on the map. And I'm going to the Pizza Fest next week, but there's a couple of great spots in LA, like Ozzy's in Glendale, and then AC Pizza in Venice. It's called AC, Angel City Pizza. My buddy Vito. It's a real New York style. He's from New York. We hang out. He's a good. There's a place called Secret Pizza. I think it's somewhere out there. There are some really good pizza. Milana's, if you're in Long Beach. My buddy owns a place called Milana's. Probably the best square than New York. Like better than New York. And yeah, he's from New York. But there's a lot of places now that I've been going to all the time. If you watch my Instagram, I eat pizza every fucking day. Me and Doug Ellen, the creator of Entourage, me and him, we're at every pizzeria every day here now. And so he's like a foodie as well. So we're working on doing it.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you mentioned that you bring me back. So Entourage, I loved Entourage. It was great. I've been meaning to ask you, what were some of your, and we're switching gears, sir, from food back to acting, but what were some of your influences? Some are like somebody maybe like that took on a mentor role in the business. Anybody high
Oliver
profile that?
Stone.
What's that?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like Oliver. This is again when shit just happens. I wanted to be as a kid, 13, 15. I would always want to make. I'm not a big Scorsese guy. I like his films, great filmmaker, but I'm not a big Oliver Stone or Coppola guy. I like some of their films, yes. You know, I was always an Oliver Stone guy. I loved his grittiness, his real stories, dark, hard hitting fucking stories. You know, all of Oliver's films. Films he wrote, you don't even know. Midnight Express, he wrote. He won an Oscar. He wrote Conan. He wrote fucking Scarface. Oliver Stone was a writer before writer director. So I was always an Oliver Stone guy my whole life. Drive back from Sundance. Let's go back to Sundance. I drive back with me. You know, we drive back from Sundance after we're a hit. The director's like, hey, man, I got a meeting with Oliver Stone. You want to drive me? Because I was the only one with a car. I go, are you kidding? He goes, yeah. Get in the car. We go to Oliver's office. There's a guy I've been idolizing for 15 years. Since I'm 10. I'm 25 now at this point. And I drive to his office. He goes, come on in. I go in. I go in with my buddy. And Oliver comes in the room. A week into L.A. I had no union card, nothing. I remember I was a kid from the Bronx, drove to Sundance in 2 weeks. Now I'm sitting in Oliver Stone's office. A guy that I've always wanted to make films like. And I'm like, holy shit, like this is Oliver fucking Stone now. I mean, this is insane. So he's talking to Rob about directing his, Rob want to direct something. I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is amazing. Turns to me and he goes, hey, man, I love your look. I'm going to put you in my next movie. I loved you in Amongst Friends. Because that's what he called Robin. Because Rob was Rob directed Amongst Friends. And that was his big hit. So he saw it. And he loved me. And he goes, I'm going to put you in my next movie. I'm going, oh my God, is this fucking real? I'm going to be in I'm an Oliver Stone nut. This is the first guy I meet. He's like, I love your look. You were great in Among Friends. I'm going to put you in my next movie. Turns out to be Natural Born Killers. Flies me out to Chicago, 3 months just hanging around him, Tommy Lee, Woody Harrelson. Every day I went out to dinner with them. They just took care of me, and that's how I got my union card for Natural Born Killers and Oliver Stone.
That was a great movie, man.
So, yeah. So isn't that kind of like...
That's meant
like,
to
what?
Be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, this is a guy I idolized for 15 years. My first guy in Hollywood to give my first fucking movie. It's Oliver Stone. I don't know. Is it just like, you don't know? You don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, you know? So if you feel things enough, they'll happen. If you get out there, hustle, and believe it, it will happen. You know, most people get tired. They get burnt out. There's a tough business. And not just this business, but in life. And they go, fuck it. I'd rather take the easy route. I'd rather go do something simple, you know?
Yeah, and that's when you know, that's at that point, that's when you know you got to try double as hard and something.
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
Let me interrupt you, Lou, real fast. Folks, whoever's watching out there, if you want to ask some questions, go ahead and do so. Lou, you've been generous with your time. We get a couple questions answered. But in the meantime, tell us what's on the horizon, brother. What should we be looking out for? How can we support you going forward?
Well, Ava Lou's Pizza Company is about to, the franchise is about to launch. So we're looking at a location right now in Vegas and one here in LA. That's already in motion. I'm doing pop-ups. Follow my Ava Lou's Pizza page and my Instagram, and you'll see all the pop-ups coming in Long Beach. We're going to park up. We have a spot for our truck. It's going to be great. We already got a massive thing with the pizza and the food stuff. I have a film coming out. Really can't talk about it, but it's a horror franchise that's coming out in September. We got massive release, and I'm the star of the franchise. It's going to be huge. It's directed by Don Capria. He's a great director. He wrote the Columbo book, the Joe Columbo book, this guy Don Capria. Okay? He directed that. That's coming out in September. That's going to be massive. I think it's going to be an insane movie. And I'm like the star. I play like, the killer in all these movies. And I have a TV show we're working on now that I don't even want to talk about, but two of them that are just got, we're probably going to get done. So we're working on those as well. Yeah. So we have a lot of projects going on, and again, I don't really stop. I just keep going,
Just keep on going. And listen, for those that are watching, we will be, after we're done tonight, we're going to go ahead and upload this to YouTube. Give it about a week or two. We'll put it on YouTube so you can catch this if you miss it tonight. Make sure, please, if you don't mind, subscribe to Vinny Presents on YouTube. And my buddies just joined in from Queens.
Yeah, let's get into some of their questions. That'd be fun. You can read them and let me know. I'll answer some.
All right, here we go. So Italian Sicilians do it better. I would love for you to give them a shout out because they're great. Italian Sicilians do it better.
Italian Sicilians do it better. Forget about it.
They are awesome. They have a great podcast out in Queens, and they do a fantastic job, man. They got a big following too. Great people, Frankie, Mark.
Next time I'm in New York, I want to go to their office, do it. We can get some pizzas and talk over the pizza.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's the basement, and they don't let just anybody down there. But since you know me, I'll make it happen.
In the basement. Remember when they did the Joe Pesci in the basement? I ain't going to no fucking basement. You just ruined it. I block you after this.
Listen, if you walk in and you see a tarp, go the other way.
It's too late at that point, bro. What are you talking about?
Let's see if we missed any questions. I don't want to hit the screen because I don't want to mess your face because it'll just make it worse. Okay.
He said it's always open. He said, no basement. See, you're wrong. We don't need you anymore, Vincenzo.
Lou, you've been the best, man. I tell you what, I had a lot of fun as a I do this for fun, this podcast thing, but it's fun.
I love it. It's great, dude. It's great. I watched some of the things. You had Eric Robertson, who's a great guy, who I know, who I met 30 years ago, did a movie with him. He was the nicest guy in the business. I
love him. What's your chances we can get him and Mickey work together, do a sequel for Cobra Grange Village?
You're going to be wheeling them through the park in wheelchairs. They're like, Eric Roberts is the best, though. I love Eric. And I knew Mickey, too, a long time. We used to hang out with him, again, when we first got out here. Wahlberg was a great guy. These are before anyone, not Mickey, and Eric, but Wahlberg was not famous. We hung out with him in 93, 94, when he first got out here. And he was the coolest person ever. Wahlberg, what a real dude,
Yeah.
He still is. Yeah.
One question here says, did you see Bronx Paradise?
That's a movie with shot in the Bronx with but wait, no, I didn't see it.
Okay. But
I know what it is because all my Bronx guys, Salamore, a lot of my buddies from the Bronx are making movies and stuff. I actually wrote, directed, and starred and produced a movie all shot in the Bronx on Morris Park called Doughboys. We shot it in Conti's Bakery. Yeah, Conti's was nothing. It was what?
I remember that. Doughboys.
Yeah, I wrote, directed. So Vinny was in it, Andrew Keegan, all my buddies that I knew, Jimmy Matteo, guys that I grew up with. Guys like Jimmy Matteo, I know since he's a young baby. Mike Starr is one of my close friends since I'm 18. He was from Queens and then the Bronx. So a lot of these guys are in my movie. The guys that I started out with, and they're all going to be in my next shit. Whoever you see in my movies, guys that I know forever.
Solid guys. That's speed.
Yeah, guys that I know forever, and that's what Willie DeMeo does. All his dudes he knows forever, they're all in that shit. And that's why, I like what he does. He's great with his kid. His kid's a great kid.
Yeah.
Good actor. Yeah.
Big shout out to
Deuce is Wild. Yeah, Deuce is Wild was one of my favorite movies as well. R.I.P. Raul Messina. Absolutely. Al was the bad guy in Doughboys and a good guy. We had a lot of laughs with Al Messina.
Yeah,
Deuce is Wild.
Actors, Lou. We lost a lot of great actors over the years.
You know what, dude? We're getting old, and shit's just. I thought about that today, man, and I'm just like, we're getting older, and as we're getting older, it's not about losing friends. It's about time just keeps ticking. And now my daughter's graduating and going to college, and I'm going, holy shit, man! It's just, and you look back. As long as you have great times and great memories of those pasts, you're good. But if you start regretting and being bitter and thinking of what you should have and didn't, that's when the future is even worse. Because as you get older, you start to feel more lonely, and it's not as exciting going to clubs and bars and a million people around you. So as you get older, you want quality memories, and that's the message of my food brand is bringing families back to the dinner table. Let's teach our kids to cook. I teach my daughter. I was taught to cook. All my friends cook in the Bronx. That's the message, That's what I want. I want, the press loves it. I'm doing some really great press, big stuff. And, I want to reach out to don't give your kids McDonald's and go. Best thing that happens is they're giving it $20 an hour and they're going out of business. You're not poisoning your kid. Cook. Teach your kid to cook. Give them a skill or her a skill. Like I ended up doing it. Now it's my second life. Right? I love acting. I'm killing it. I'm still killing it. Thank God. Thank God. But now my pizza business is, and it all comes from before acting, So
it's full circle for you, Lou.
Right.
You keep back to where you started from.
Yeah, exactly. Right. 100%, my man. It's full circle, and I love the pizza business so much because I'm feeding people. We're sitting down and we're doing this, busting balls, ripping each other apart, and and it's just, to me, that's my life. That's what I miss about New York. And when I come back, the first thing I do is there's a place on Morris Park called Avenue Cigars, and those guys. I go with my buddy Giovanni. You know the Giovanni Paolo, the mozzarella man.
Giovanni's the man.
I love Giovanni. I know him for so long. His sister's the best. Deli, best deli in New York. Not even the Bronx. And I eat all the delis, and I love Brooklyn. Food is great. But Deli's is insanity. And when we go there, we sit in the back of the thing. They smoke the mozzarella. We smoke cigars. we eat sandwiches. And Giovanni and his sister are great. And Giovanni's great. Like, I know Gio a long time. And, again, that's what I miss most.
About me so many times up there. I haven't been able to come. You know, it's always one thing or another with the family.
What? How many kids you got?
I got 3 little ones.
God
11.
Bless you. 11, 9, and 7. God bless you, dude. Your guy's great. How old are you? 48? You 46?
I'm 45. I started late.
Man, you got them in the kitchen? You got to cook?
I actually do.
Good.
My parents are from Calabria. I'm first generation. So, you know, everything I do, and, you know, I've been to Italy, the whole thing. Like, I've been to Sicily, Calabria. I make the homemade wine down the basement. We got, you know, gabagoles hanging in the garage. You know,
where, in your house?
Old school.
Oh, I'm coming to your house, dude. Were you in Philly?
Yeah.
I'm coming to Philly. I got a lot of good friends in Philly. A lot of my buddies are in Philly, you know.
A lot of good cigar joints, too.
Where?
A lot of good cigar joints, Twin Shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, when I come, I'm going to steal your gabagool that's hanging in the fucking, you break in and the only thing stolen was the cheese and the fucking wine.
I got a lock on it. It's about 4 inches thick. You know, it's like these big doors. I can't get in there.
The vault.
You know what? It's funny though, Lou. Real quick, you think it's funny, but when I was in Italy one year, my dad's friend that lived in the mountains, he used to make a ton of that stuff. Gabagol, Superside. They actually broke in and stole all his stuff.
Of course, they probably made $50,000. They were like, "Hey, we're grabbing gabagool and mozzarella. It's $20 a pound." They're out there selling it on the corner at the delis in Philly.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's funny, man. Well, that's great. I'm definitely. You know what? When I get back to New York, right? You should come up to the where those guys have that basement podcast.
Italian Sicilians do it better.
Italian Sicilians do it better. They said anytime you're welcome to come, you should bring up some stuff, and we do their podcast out of the basement. Yeah. I make you go in first to make sure there's no talk.
I was going to say, I'll go in first. I'll make sure it's clear.
We should do that. Wouldn't that be fun, though?
Yeah.
If I'm back? Yeah. Italians do it better. Let's definitely do that. Absolutely.
My buddy Frankie and Marco, the whole gang. All right, well, Lou, you've been too generous. Listen,
No, this is great, man. I love this. This is so good. I feel like I'm in the neighborhood, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great talking to you.
I'll tell you what, man. You've been awesome. And one last thing, though, before you leave is, what's the advice? What's the advice for the young kid that's sitting in the Bronx, that's sitting in South Philly, that's sitting in the middle of nowhere, saying, man, I want to be like Lou. What do I got to do?
Never quit. Always believe in yourself and try. Don't sit around saying, I'm going to try and never do it. Again, like I told you earlier, failing is not succeeding. Failing is not trying. Most people don't try because it's a lot of work to do anything that rewards, right? A lot of work. I don't give a fuck what you do. So I always tell kids, don't quit, because you could go 8 miles. The 8-mile and 1/4 is the open door. If you really love something and you really want to believe it, you don't want to regret and go back to doing something, and you want to break the cycle of what your family did, whether it's working their whole lives, but you want to take a shot of opening a business, being an actor, whatever it is. And remember, those are big. It's a big take to go do stuff. It's comfortable for you to sit on your couch and go to work every day. So I tell people, don't quit. Go do it. Take a shot. You could always go back home, or you cannot, like I didn't, right? 30 years later, you're sitting here still thanking God, going, this is amazing and getting better. So, and I didn't quit. Most times, you don't work for a year or two sometimes as an actor, and you go, oh, is that ever going to happen? And then boom, next thing you know, I'm on Sopranos. Or boom, next thing you know, I'm on a TV show or a movie that's blow up after 2 years of not working. And it relaunches. If I quit and never do it, I never get these opportunities, and I'd be back in the Bronx, which is not a horrible thing, but it's not fulfilling my dreams of keep doing what I'm doing. Never quit. Always be yourself, and always be confident. No one's better than anyone. It's just reality. I believe that. I walk in a room with billionaires, and I'm equal. I walk in a room with the dishwasher, I'm equal. So again, that goes back to 5. Remember I said I never knew the difference. I just knew people. So if you're cool, you're cool. If you're not, I don't care what you are, what race, ethnicity, fat, skinny, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what you are. Be cool, I'm cool. And we all get along. Yeah.
Lou, I think I speak for both of us when I say keep the faith and keep the confidence.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. And God bless you and your kids, man. I love that you got 3
Thank
kids.
you.
That I love most.
And God bless you, your daughter, and your whole family. And I wish you a lot of luck. If there's anything I can do for you on this side of the country, I'm always happy to help promote or whatever I can do. You always got a friend in Philly.
Thank you
so
much, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you very
Lou,
much. And we're gonna go to their. When I come back, you better get to the one day. Get out there. We're gonna go to their podcast. We're gonna bring some of the salamis and some of the shit. I'm looking forward to that.
We're gonna load up the trunk and we'll get spot whenever time.
All right. Thank you so much, man.
We'll bring him down and we'll go there.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. You better call me. Make sure, all right?
Awesome. Guaranteed.
Thank you,
Lou,
Vinny.
thank you for being a part of Vinny Presents. You are an amazing person. You're so real. I knew you were, but now this only makes it that much better that we got a chance to really know you this in the way that you were so open about yourself, and that means a lot to all of our guests.
Thank you. Well, thank you, man. Always be truthful, too. You don't hide from your past or run from the future. You just be level every time, and things work out.
Friends, make sure you follow that advice because it's true, and it does work. It does work. And don't worry about a setback. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Lou, you've been awesome. Our guest again. Lou,
thank
you. Appreciate it. Next time, Lou.
Thank you, Vinny. Call me anytime if you need anything, whatever. Let me know.
Thanks, brother.
Thank
Likewise.
You have a good night. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Next time.
Gabagoo! Take care, Vin.
Yeah, brother. Bye.